I want to read to you from the Matrix of Reality. It is still very stunning to me that in the 2020s, after everything we've lived these past 40 years, that we're now beginning to comprehend and understand things that are happening in a much higher consciousness level. For me, this is so that the information flows into the web. And those of you that find your way here and are served by my direct link with creation, my moving with creation and operating on behalf of life, being part of this stream of consciousness that began when I was young and peaked when I was dialogued through by this higher consciousness, this being that became the Matrix of Reality and then visited and taken into another dimension by another being. You know, I might not have thought it was real, except it was so real, except it mapped out. It began to reveal exactly what it was talking about. So the first paragraph of the body of work called The Matrix of Reality, my title, starts with the being saying, this body of work is based on recovering a matrix of reality, individually and as a whole, that is designed to allow the spirit and the flesh to live as one. And in that, making available the generative ecosystem that allows the God essence to quicken, forming the next higher integrated phenomenon of reality for all. This was in 1993. I began to become aware of these matrices, these so above, so below matrices. I discovered quantum physics. I discovered cosmometry. I realized that there was actually a science that understood that matter was held in energy, but that energy formed structures, energetic structures, just like an atom, just like a jungle gym, formed these energetic structures that held consciousness. I discovered that these energetic structures held matrices, or these structures, these frameworks of consciousness that generated different kinds of realities. I became skilled in that. I started a group in 2014 called Spirals of Being, based on the fact that we are spirals, that it's only an illusion that we're a solid mass. And I began to generate a matrix of reality that operated on behalf of life and had us exist as whole. You can think of these matrices as structures that hold energy at a certain calibration of frequencies and algorithms. Forever we've known that math holds the keys to the kingdom of creation, particularly the more complex math. So for some reason I have this ability, came with it, to generate matrices within which new realities can occur. This group of people has been with me for 6 years. I understand it's a new mind, but what I want you to understand is that this began in 1993 with a being opening up my neural webbing to infiltrate my mind with a higher frequency of perception. And I know that is happening to other people too. This is terrible that we've been taught that theta consciousness, where we hear things out beyond our own perception, we have this boogeyman. Like any time we hear a voice, is it out to get us? Is it out to attack us psychically? This whole mesmerism of fear, even of God, even that what the Christian God will judge us and torture us and send us to hell if we don't operate right. It's been costly. I cannot even begin to tell you how costly it is. So I'm going to read this is a whole long sentence. As we go through this, it's my intent to use it to be able to open up and deepen your higher consciousness and to be able to have your neural webbing spread out and to become part of the chalice and the halo and the cobra of the sacred geometries of your mind. So this body of work, which I will cover over the next while, is based on recovering a matrix of reality. In other words, a structure within which a certain reality can exist. This matrix of reality is both individual and a collective. So it's recovering a matrix of reality. I now hold that matrix of reality to be one of the matrices of reality of what had this place be paradise. And to recover this matrix of reality individually and as a whole, it is saying that this matrix of reality is designed to allow the spirit and flesh to live as one. What is now called, in a lot of the work I do, a unified field, where spirit and flesh, matter and energy, secular and sacred, temporal and eternal, exist in unity as one. They have been separated in the duality that aberrated from the non-dual unity of all creation. And it created an either or instead of a both and. In the work I've been doing for the past years, it has generated an ecosystem. An ecosystem is where everything operates on behalf of everything else. Everything is part of everything else. Everything has a place, and everything's always moving into the next greater whole. So this matrix allows for a generative ecosystem that allows the God essence to quicken. The God essence, according to this consciousness that I was present to as it spoke to me, is a generating, organizing design of creation. That these very large consciousnesses, these very large intelligences that do not have a human personality, they're generating, organizing designs of creation that allow this incredible material reality to become nothing short of exquisite and beautiful and lively and precious. So it says that in making the generative ecosystem that allows the God essence to quicken, the essence of what has us exist in the higher frequencies of reality, forming the next higher integrated phenomenon of reality for all. This is why I came. This is what I'm about. But did I know that in 1993? No, but I was informed. And I'm letting you know that I know there are those of you that are being informed. You must just let your mind open to it It formulates you. Consciousness formulates you. You can't figure out how to apply it. You can't figure out what it means. But there are many of you becoming available to it. Please, don't use it against yourself. Don't interpret yourself as less than. We are less than right now. We've lost part of our mind. We've lost the part that lives as the eternal nature of ourselves, our eternal consciousness, and it has a mind. And that mind is generating through many of us a new matrix of reality. We just have to be willing to be its lab. It's our lab. It's our consciousness. And that greater system of which we are a part remembers that we are that and is coming into our psyche, into our consciousness on our behalf and on behalf of all life.